Good morning, beautiful people. So, a lot of my friends and family have been asking me what made me start a YouTube channel. Well, a few years ago, both my children had been telling me, Mama, you should start a YouTube channel. And I just never did. I started in about 5 years ago, and I just erased all the content. It probably was about two, three videos, and I just never made time to upload anything else. Now, I was gonna start out with, my hair and my business and all of that. And it took a little turn because I'm always counseling, my clients, my friends, family. And as I started making videos, it just switched up into other things. So, this video really is about what made me start a YouTube channel. Well, about maybe 2 months ago, a month and a half to 2 months ago, I had to go to court. And I knew I had to go to court. The court date kept getting put off, put off, put off, put off. So finally, it was time to go to court for real this time. And the funny thing about it was the witness that my lawyer was going to subpoena, the other side ended up subpoenaing that witness. So we had no witnesses. So the best thing that he could do was cross-examine the other side witnesses. And of course, he did do that. So when their side had made their case, it was time for my lawyer to make my case. And it was so funny because the other lawyer said, well, he doesn't have any witnesses, so I don't understand, what he gonna make a case about. And it wasn't word for word, but it was something like that he said. And, it was a little cute, little sly remark, but that was okay. So it was time for us to plead our case. And he had one witness, and that was me. I was so nervous. But when I got on that stand and he started questioning me, it was like something shifted in me because I knew I had the truth on my side. And that's all I had. I was just going to tell the truth. So he questioned me, he got over that. Of course, it was some objections, some things the judge did want to hear. And it was time for the other side lawyer to question me. Oh my goodness, it got ugly. Before I knew it, I was in a full brawl with this lawyer, going back and forth. I mean, it was a mess. But I stood my grounds because I knew I was there with the truth. And that pretty much what I came to do was tell my truth. And I did. And it got so bad because he was trying to make me say something that I was not going to say because I was determined I was going to stick to my guns. And I did. I stuck to my guns. Well, I ain't going to lie, y'all. I was a little rattled once it was all over with. Because he tried to twist my words and he tried to catch me in a lie. And I was rattled. So when I got back to sit down next to my lawyer, he said to me, you did a good job. And I was like, no, I didn't. But to him, I had did a good job. And that was that. So the judge did not make a decision that day. Well, we left court and I was so upset because I just felt like I hadn't done enough, even though I gave what I had. I went home. I was really upset. But when I pulled up to my house, I was by myself. And I was like, I really did it. Like, I really stood up for myself. I really got up there and I told my truth. And I gave it all I had. And I was able to say and get out everything that I wanted to say. So that day I was still upset. I had to sleep on it. I had to rerun everything back through my head. I was second guess myself a couple of times and just like I was in my feelings. But that morning, when I rose, I was a different person. I looked in the mirror and I said to myself, girl, you did that. You did that. You got on that stand and you said your piece and you got it out. You did that. And if you can get on the stand, you can get in front of that camera. With God, all things are possible. Like through that situation, God just worked on me because I did not want to be in front of a camera. I just didn't. Taking pictures, I was cool with that. But speaking in front of a camera, I was a little iffy about that because I did not know how people were going to receive what I had to say. And a lot of times you have people in your ear, they tell you, don't say too much, don't say that, you should talk about that. Like I made a video before I had went to court and I put it on Facebook, and I got so much flack from my family and like, you shouldn't have made that video. You shouldn't have said that. But I told my truth. And it was like I was being reprimanded about being raw and truthful. So that created some doubt in my mind. Even when I got on that stand, like I said, I had to click because I had to put all the negativity out of my head and get up there and say what I had to say and tell the truth. Because the last video I had done, the last time I had got in front of a camera or stood and talked in front of people, it was always, oh, you probably should, you was good at saying that, but you probably shouldn't have said that. Or, you shouldn't have used that term. I just didn't want to be critiqued by nobody. Because this is the thing, it's hard enough to do it. And the negative energy as a content creator, you don't need that. But anyway, at that moment, that very next day, I realized I'm not going to stop talking. I'm going to start telling my truth from this day forward. Because number one, the truth set me free. After that, I was free. And number two, my truth was valuable because guess what? I won my case. A couple of weeks later, I found out, maybe 2-3 weeks later, I found out that I won my case all by myself. I was the only witness there for me. I was the only one that stood up for me for what was right. Nobody else got on that stand but me. For me. And I knew right then, right when I woke up that morning, I was a changed person because I realized that my truth is all I had. And I'm getting a little emotional because it wasn't nothing but the grace of God that kept me through that entire situation. It wasn't nothing but the grace of God. That's why when I mention God in my videos a lot, because I know he got me and I know he got you and I know he got us. But I'm getting a little off subject. Let me go back to why I started my YouTube channel. But my YouTube channel right now, is very small. I don't have a lot of subscribers. I do get, a good bit of views, but it just means the world to me that I can get on this camera and I can speak my truth and share it with other people, and they can take a little bit and they can leave a little bit. That means the world to me right now. It really does. And going to court and I begin to speak from that day forward, I ain't stopped talking. And I'm not going to stop talking. I'm going to continue to do my videos. I'm going to continue to speak to people. I'm going to continue to just be a light in somebody's life. I'm going to continue to do that. Nothing is going to stop me. Y'all going to see me. Y'all might as well like and subscribe because you're going to see me a whole lot. I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to continue to work on my YouTube. My content is going to continue to get better. I'm going to continue to do the work. And I'm going to continue to put my message out there. And I know sometimes my message is a little raw. I know sometimes I get off. I might rant a little bit, but I'm just speaking from my heart. I will continue to speak from my heart. Because right now, that's all I got is my truth. And I'm going to bring you my truth from now until I can't talk no more. I'm going to continue to talk because when I got on that stand and I got down off of that stand, something just changed in me. Something clicked in me. And I knew it wasn't nothing but God that took me through that situation. And it ain't nothing but God that's going to keep me from here on out. With God, nothing is possible. Nothing is impossible. Nothing. And I'm going to tell you something. If you get your YouTube channel, speak your truth, tell people your story. And trust me, as you go along, you'll begin to get more and more in depth into who you truly are. People gonna love you or they gonna hate you. It don't even matter. I always say those that like you, love you. Those that don't like you, don't matter. Get you a YouTube channel. Get on here and tell your truth. Tell your story. Show people what you're doing every day. Do what makes you happy. Get comfortable. Come on. Get in front of this camera just as I'm doing and do you. Tell your truth. Tell your story. Tell your run of a day. You know what's going on with your life. Whatever it is that you feel comfortable doing, do it. Especially if you're over 40, especially if you're over 50. Because if you're over 50, you done seen some things. Matter of fact, you probably starting your life over just like I am. I'm starting my business over, starting my product line, doing all kind of things. Matter of fact, everything is different in my life right now. So I'm willing to share it with the world. I don't care if you don't get but two subscribers and 10 views. Start your YouTube channel and do not quit. Do not stop. Don't let nobody talk you out of it. Get that negative energy from around you. Get all those negative thoughts out of your head and do you. Start you a YouTube channel because this is where it's at. Get in front of this camera is powerful. It'll set you free. Pray about it. Let God know what you want to do. Make it plain and get your behind in front of this camera and tell your truth. Now, everybody ain't going to like you. Everybody ain't going to be cool with what you're doing. And that's fine. You want some haters. They motivate us. But get in front of this camera. But I just want y'all to know, I started my YouTube channel because it was time. It was time for me to get in front of this camera, tell my truth, and share it with the world. These videos will be here after I leave this world. They will always be here. I will always create content until I can't create it no more. But once I upload them, they there. You can watch them 50,000 times. I can go back and watch them. My children can go back and watch them. My nieces, nephews, they can go back and watch them. You do the same thing. Create content. Put it out there. Show the world who you are. Why not? You ain't got no excuse. Don't tell me you ain't got no time. Yes, you do. Make some time. You ain't got to get pretty or perfect. It's a whole lot of us on here not perfect. I don't care if your wig backwards. Get on this camera and start your YouTube channel. Get up here, because let me tell you something. Just like it is my time, it's your time. God done already put it in your ear. You just running from it. I always say, your spirit already where your blessing at. Maybe your blessing is right here in front of this camera. Think about that. Okay? So, the reason I started my YouTube channel, because it was my time. God set it up. Because from the day I went to court and I spoke on that stand, I ain't stopped talking since. And I'm not going to stop. Think about that. It was just my time. It was just my time. It's your time. Y'all have a nice day, and I will see y'all later. Bye.